Hey, what's up? This is Ben Zinn with NextLevelGuitar.com, and we have a lesson for you today on 3 must-know country strumming patterns. Nice mix of old school country with some new school country thrown in, so a little bit for everybody. These are great patterns to know, applicable to lots of songs, and you can even use them to write your own songs. So lots of good stuff. Let's go ahead and jump right in with our first pattern. And this is going to be kind of in the style or inspired by a lot of the old Johnny Cash style. And this is a really great one, used for a lot of songs. Kind of has that bounce to it, right? Okay, so that sort of feel. Obviously, that sounds really familiar. It's a good one to have in the arsenal. A lot of what's going to happen here is based on what we're doing with the right hand. A little bit of left hand muting. All good stuff. So we're going to park it with an open E chord here. And we're going to start with the right hand. Left hand's not really going to change here to start. So on the right hand, what we want to do is start with a good palm mute, right? And we're going to take the heel of the hand and have it rest down here to dampen the strings just slightly. We still want to be able to determine the pitch when we do this. Just that nice slight muting. We like that. Okay, now we want to split up the range of the chord here. So I'm going to play an open E string, and then I'm going to play strings 4 and 3 together. So just getting that bounce is maybe a good first step. Just working on the accuracy there. Okay, next step, once you have that down, is to alternate the 5th and 6th strings. So that's how we get that sort of bass player feel from the guitar part, is we have the alternating bass strings with the strumming. So a little bit of juggling. Now, if you want to take that up one more notch, what you can do is play some up strums when you're playing strings 4 and 3. Okay, and that is the basic kind of old school train style strumming pattern. You can move that through chords. If you move to an A chord, for example, you may want to make some adjustments to how you're playing this. The A chord has a root on the 5th string. So what we want to do then is maybe alternate, instead of going strings 6 to 5, 6 to 5 with our bass movement, we might flip that and do strings 5 to 6, 5 to 6. So this basic strumming style you can apply to several different chords, really anything, and a lot of different progressions. In this example, we just went from an E to an A, back to an E. I threw in a little F sharp minor 7 here. Let's see that in a lot of country music, but sometimes we like to jazz up our country. That's okay. And then we have a B7 there. So just one progression that works. Try a bunch of them and see what you like. Next pattern we're going to take a look at is more on the modern country side of things. And this is kind of a popular approach towards strumming that I'm hearing in a lot of these modern tunes right now. And I kind of think about this as like a halftime feel with a backbeat. So it's got this kind of movement to it, where it's like slow. And you kind of have that So dissecting what's going on here, again, this is mostly about the strumming. Our chord progression that I will point out here real quick is just C to A minor, F bar chord. Sometimes going to a G bar chord, or sometimes resolving right back to the C. C, A minor, F, G, or C, A minor, F, C. And what we're going to do here with the right hand, we'll park it on the C chord for a second while we talk about the right hand. So I'm going to be thinking 16th notes, but slow. So if my count is 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm dividing that beat up into 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I want to create kind of an accent on beat 2 and 4. Kind of hear that? 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the basic rhythm feel. I'm thinking a slow 16th note with accents on 2 and 4. The other thing that I think is a nice little device is to change to the next chord a little earlier before the downbeat, right? So you have 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So we call that kind of like on the upbeat, right? In this particular progression, the first chord lands on the beat. That one comes early. This one lands on the beat. That one comes early. So if you alternate those, it's a nice way to give your rhythmic pattern a little bit of tension. Little tiny fills like that are welcome here too. All we're doing there is just doing a slide up from the 3rd fret. That's 3rd fret, 5th fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret, then starting back over. And so that's kind of that nice halftime modern country vibe there. As you can see, the core elements that I'm working with there are to think slow tempo, play 16th notes on the right hand, accent on 2 and 4. And then any little variations in the pattern that I might throw in is fine, right? You don't have to be so surgical with this stuff as long as you maintain the basic feel of that flow and you're changing your chords at the right time. There's some room for interpretation there and improvisation, right? We like that. We like taking these devices that we're learning from these lessons and being able to make them our own. That's the spirit here. So one more additional country strumming pattern. We're going to go back to the old school and we're going to think about like a traditional 3/4 time or waltz kind of feel. Again, tons of songs feature this kind of strumming, so it's a good one to have in our back pocket. We're going to stay in the key of C for this one. So we're going to be thinking 3 beats per bar here, and the basic way to split this up is to think root note of the chord followed by 2 strums. So you have, with the C chord, 1, 2, 3. That's the basic strum. Nothing too crazy, but it does create a nice feel when you implement it through your chord progression. Now let's go to F. Back to C. Now to G. And repeat, right? So that's one example progression there of that waltz time strum. Oftentimes, a nice device within the waltz pattern is to walk the bass to connect to the chord change. So what we mean by that is when you're going to be going to the F chord, for example, I can approach it with a little single note walk up. And to me, this is part of the strumming pattern, even though it's just a single note idea. It's part of the rhythm concept, right? So if we take our previous example and we just take this little 3rd fret, open 4th string, 2nd fret, 4th string, that's a way to connect us into our F chord. And then maybe I'll play this voicing for F the 2nd time through. Here we go. Now let's walk it back down. So really quickly, that was the same note content. F, E, D, and then by the time we would hit C, we're right back into the strumming pattern. Okay? C, B, A, G. Walk it back up. G, A, B, C. G, A, B. Now let's play it a little bit faster here. Same walk-ups. So if you listen to songs that use this strumming style, you'll hear these walks maybe not every time, but placed very carefully to create movement or to build some anticipation for a chord change. And it's just kind of a nice device. So 3/4 waltz time strumming. Again, this is one example progression, C, F, G, but you can apply this to really any set of chords and experiment and see how it works out. Combination of the rhythm pattern plus the walking connection to your chord changes. Okay, everyone, 3 must-know country strumming patterns. I hope these find you well and you're able to use them in your own playing. We appreciate you guys checking out the video today. And hey, head over to our website, nextlevelguitar.com. Right now we have a 3-day free all-access pass right there on the homepage. And if you click through there, what you're going to get is, all the videos that we have on the site, over 2,000. So you can peruse, every style that we have, every genre that you'd want to check out, and every skill level. We have something for beginner players all the way up to advanced players and everything in between. So check that out, nextlevelguitar.com. I'm Ben Zinn, and I want to say thanks again. We'll see you next time.